When you are trying to build a staff now, what is a blueprint, or what kind of personalities, what kind of guys are you going to bring in to really help build that culture for this team?
If you had to put a priority on it, I'm going to tell you that that's the priority. Like, who do we surround these guys with every day that they're going to walk up and like watch them with their families and go like, I want to be like that. And not going to be just talking about how do you get this, but how do you give. And we want a staff that's really loving and gives their heart every day, and so they get to see it and experience and live it and hear it so that they can model it, and it's not something that they're told they have to do, but they get a chance to really experience it and feel loved and feel appreciated and respected, and then also held to a higher standard. And we talked about winning national championships, and that starts with how you live your life every day. And nobody's perfect. We don't expect them to be, but we do have a standard that we want to hold them to, that they feel like that can help them get where they want to get.
If guys are in the transfer portal and they want to come to Texas Tech, what's the one thing that they need to have in order to fit in with your mold, your motto?
Yeah, ultimately, I think the key component is that you do have to love being a part of something bigger than yourself, which is unique, right? Because most people, their first question is like, you know, how am I going to play? You know, where are you going to put me? And I do think that those are really important questions that you do have to help them reach that potential of where they're going. But ultimately, the people that really love being a part of winning, I think that has an all-encompassing, like, this is the direction we are going to go together. And then what that makes a priority is the team first, and that heart and that love for each other is, I think, what allows you to have the most individual success.
The Big 12, you know, you guys have a couple new additions this year. It's called the best basketball conference in the country. I mean, you saw those games on Mondays and Tuesday nights. Who's going to miss them? I guess for you, how does your style of play and also what you want for this team, how does that fit into a conference like that?
Well, one, I think we love to talk about being the toughest team and the toughest team wins, but like, I think an identity of a tough team is a team that can win on the road. And if you look at the Big 12 and you look at the teams that have won, you win all your home games, and then you figure out a way to find that combination. How do you win on the road? And winning on the road is a defensive rebounding component. That's a consistency and a grit that you have to play in hostile environments, and you got to stay connected through adversity. And if you ask me what the formula, I got a chance to see it as a part of a staff in the Big 12 at Baylor under Coach Drew, that I really am thankful for that opportunity. And you know this too, when you leave the Big 12, and I've been coaching in other leagues, and we've faced teams in the Big 12. We played Kansas when I was at North Texas, and obviously played Oklahoma State this last year. But we just have a tremendous amount of respect, and you have to go into the league with a tremendous amount of respect. But I do feel like we understand the formula that it takes to win in the league, and we'll put together a staff and a team that our goal is to win the Big 12.
And you said you were 27 when you got your first coaching gig.
Correct.
Would 27-year-old Grant McCasland believe that he's here, sitting here right now?
Now, that's a good question. One thing I haven't tried to do is figure out what's next, and that's the one thing I've tried to be honest about, is just be absolutely great where you are. And the more you try to figure out what's next, the more problems you cause for where you're at. And would I believed it? I don't even know if I tried to put it there. I mean, I know people have vision boards and people have goals, and maybe that was a part of other people's journey, but for me, it was just more about how do you love the people you're around every day. And if you do that, then the rest of it will take care of itself.